Now we
No
can spell.
problem. No problem. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So today what we do is that we just go through the basic settings. Not today, like first initially we'll start all the org structure, whatever we discussed I think last Friday, right? Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have any questions about org structure? Like
No, it's clear. Huh? It is fine.
if you have any questions, you can ask me like about assignment of controlling area to operating concerns and assignment of company codes to controlling area. Always we need to keep in mind, like we need to think that only two factors should be always common if you want to assign multiple company codes to one controlling area. That is chart of accounts and fiscal year variant. These two parameters should be common across all company codes if you want to assign multiple company codes to one controlling area. Or
Okay.
the other way also, if you want to assign one company code to one controlling area, but later when you want to assign multiple controlling areas to one operating concern, then again these two factors come into picture.
Okay. Okay.
So this is the limitation in SAP actually.
Okay. Fiscal variant and this one, right? Chart of accounts.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So those two parameters should be always common if you want to use multiple company codes and controlling areas in one operating concern.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. Okay. So now what I am just going to do is that I am just going to define a company. Just
Okay.
can you name some name so that we will follow?
Okay.
You can suggest any name.
Let's not put our company here. So let me put an. Okay, let me put an. Okay, put anything, no problem. Let's call it whatever.
You can able to see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see. Call it OBI. Okay, OBI.
OBI.
Okay.
Okay. So when you are defining a company, at the time of defining company, these parameters are okay. But when you are defining a company code, certain parameters are very important because when you print an invoice, so all those details will come in during printing of invoice. Like for example,
this client will be used by many people, right?
Yes.
So I would better not put it regarding with this thing. Okay, so can you just put one fictitious company on Excel?
Okay, I'll put Tata.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so what I put is I'll put Tata. Tata Sons.
If you can just show me on Excel one fictitious company with 2 or 3 plans and 2 company codes or 3 company codes, just show me so that our example, let's go along with that. Huh?
Okay, like I also forgot to share the document with you. So after this session I'll share with you. So what we do is that actually normally what happens is like I have one training document. So in that training document always I use company code 6093.
Okay, then do the same, no problem, do it, same. So when I go through your training course also it will be the same, right? The material also will say the same. Okay.
Material codes and all will be same. Just let me open. Just see where it is the documents, email. Normally whenever I find some free time, I will not sit idle. I'll just do something in SAP.
Okay. Learning something new, no?
Yes. Like even in the existing, I just try to enhance my knowledge.
Okay.
So if you see my desktop, you can find a lot of folders.
Yeah, many folders.
Yeah, so all this is purely related to SAP only, nothing else.
Okay.
Okay, it is not here. It's okay. I'll put some 6093. I'll just
okay. Put this name. Yeah, 6093. Fine.
So these company definition will be used only for the purpose of consolidation. So this is not going to have a much impact if you are not going to maintain all this information in detail.
Okay. Okay.
But when you are defining a company, it is must to maintain all the details with the, for example, even if you want to change the name of the company, that is description of the company, that will have huge impact. It will impact all your old forms. For example, I'm just printing some customer invoice, otherwise normal general ledger invoice, I just want to print. I want to print customer invoice, vendor invoice, payment invoices, payment advices. So whatever the forms we have configured in the SAP system, those forms will be configured by the web consultant by taking a proper scaling. For example, when you name the company, there might be number of characters are 20.
Okay.
But after changing the description of the company, it is going to 25. So it means like it has to alter every form again to increase the length of the name.
Yeah. Okay.
So it will be having so many impacts. So when you are, yeah.
This picks it up from here, this company, this thing.
Yeah.
So every company, every legal entity has to be defined as a company also, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Not every legal entity. Like, yes, at a group company level, we can define one legal entity for group reporting.
That's the only one to be defined at the company. And company code will have the others. Okay.
Exactly. Company code can be like based on the legal reporting, based on the country. If you go to European Union, even though they have several countries, but their reporting things are same at the European Union level. But again, they have some specifications. If you go to Belgium, they have separate set of taxes. If you go to Netherlands, they have separate set of taxes. So for that, what they are doing is like they'll maintain some parallel ledgers, and in parallel ledgers they'll post further local reporting.
Okay.
So like that. And the country, you might be knowing, that is a two digits letter which has SAP has given the provision.
Okay.
So first two digits gives the name of the country. For India, it is IN. So,
IN, and for us it is AE.
Yeah. For AE, I think
AE.
Arab. AE, Arab.
Yeah.
So based on this country, again there are various parameters are involved that I'll show. Just give me 2 minutes, I'll show you that. And currency will be INR. Okay. Language I have chosen as English. Okay, this I think you might be knowing. When you make any changes in the implementation guide, you can see here, there is display IMG. IMG means implementation guide. So when you are making any changes inside the implementation guide, that is in any of these menu parts, system will generates a transport order.
Okay.
Or transport request. You can see the name of this. So this is called as transport request. It means, for example, if you take any SAP system or Oracle system landscape, you will not make directly changes in the production system. So normally what we do is that we will do the changes in development system, and later it will be transported to quality for testing. If testing is done and if it is working fine, then we will transport it to production system. So
what is the method you will use to club together the request? Now you will give a request name, right? What is it, the standard this thing, the definition you give it for you to normally, right?
Yeah. When
what do you give?
Once it is asking, we have to click on the create button. So once you click here, normally what happens, implementation will have one strategy and the support will have other strategy. In case of support, what happens is that we will be having a ticket number.
Okay.
That is ticket number or bug number, error number. So every error will be maintained with one unique code. So that unique code number we will maintain. For example, my error code number is 12345 in the tool. For example, there are various kind of tools are there. In our client, we will use Omega. So some other clients, they'll use service SAP desk. So there are various kind of tools there in the market, and every tool gives certain details like the ticket number, that is the error or bug number, and the description of the error. Those I'll show you in my office laptop, because once we connect to office laptop, I can share you those details.
Yeah. Because see, during service support, how do you handle the show me also in the names of naming conventions and all that, na? And from how you
Yeah, exactly.
So here,
I'll do that.
so here ticket number / the
then we will enter the module name hyphen. If it is FICO or FI, normally we will put FI and CO separately in case of big clients, because there is a separate set of consultants for FI and CO.
Okay.
For example, in my project, if you take, we are around 60 people for FICO.
Oh, 60,
60 people. But if you take BP, there are around more than 200 people for FICO. So across the globe for BP from Accenture, around 2,000 people are working.
Only for them, huh?
Yeah, only for British Petroleum.
Okay.
And then for total, we are around 800 people.
Okay.
We are supporting from India, that is from Hyderabad. We call it as IDC, Indian Development Center, Hyderabad. And there is a team in US, where we call it as place is called Houston, HUSTON, Houston. And there is a team in France, in Paris, and there is another team in France called Nantes. Again, we have team in Belgium, where Brussels, BRUSSELS. So we have team in Brazil. So there are, because we have all these teams to support their local timings. For example, if I take my US plants, so in total is having some production refining plants in US, but there we are, in terms of time, we are very far from them. We have around 13 hours or 10 hours difference from our time zone. So obviously it is difficult for us to support during nights from Indian center to US business.
Okay.
So what we thought is like we want to have a separate set of team who works from US. So we have sent from IDC, we have sent some guys to Houston, and some of them are working from Argentina, because there is no much difference between Argentina and the US. There is only 3 to 4 hours difference.
Okay.
So that way.
Now the tool you are using is the client tool, right?
Yeah, client tool, the tool name called as OMEGA, Omega.
And you will log inside to that, right? And you will be resolving the tickets and closing the tickets and all that.
Exactly. So the tool name is Omega. Normally what happens is like, even if I want to connect to a client system, so it is not simply like the logon pad will be there, I can connect to client system. It is not that way. We need to connect to client's website first. So if you want to even connect to client website, we have so many securities. For some of them, we have RSA security, and for us, we do not have any RSA security. But they will supply one username and password, and they will supply the certificates. We have to install those certificates in our Internet Explorer. Then once you open the Internet Explorer, then there will be a link name. They will give the link to which we have to connect. That is also Citrix only, and they are also using the Citrix.
Through Citrix, okay.
Yeah, through Citrix, every consultant will have their own separate desktop. Once you connect to Citrix, it will display one. If, for example, like if you have installed your SAP in external hard disk, so when you want to browse, when you want to connect to SAP from external hard disk, what you do normally, you will connect your external hard disk to your laptop. Then you will install VMware virtual workstation. So once you connect to VMware, system display one server, right? So that server is nothing but your external hard disk. Similar with the similar technique, we will connect to client system. Then it will display my own desktop. There I can find all my SAP logins, Omega. That is the tool where they will log their defects. And
but when the business is raising a request, you get an email also, right? Or it comes to your central support, and then it is routed to the.
Normally, what happens is, for example, in my project, I am the lead for FICO. I am the domain lead. Normally, my role is like I have to monitor the dashboard for every 10-15 minutes. We call it as dashboard. So I'll create some query and saying that what is the ticket number, what is the date of creation, including the time, because we have very strict SLAs.
Yeah, this SLAs you can tell me now how much it is for each this thing. Later also, no problem.
Okay, normally SLAs will be like I'll open. In Accenture, it is very stringent actually. That's where client is paying a lot of money to the Accenture. So normally what happens is, like, if you take the support environment, there will be various kind of categories actually. So in our this thing we category as assistance. One of the bug category is assistance. Okay. So the other category is correction. The other category we call it as evaluation. So normally what happens, again in this assistance, there might be a standard priority. There might be urgent priority. There might be very urgent priority. So these priorities will be common across all three categories. The only thing is that the volatility of the issue they will categorize based on the sensitivity. For example, if something is hampering their business, they will create it as urgent. They create it as very urgent. Okay. So normally for assistance, for standard ticket, we will take 5 days.
Okay.
For urgent, it is 2 days. For very urgent, it is only 6 hours. For correction also similarly, it is 5 days. It is 1 day. And again, it is 6 hours. For evaluation, it will be like, first I will explain what is assistant, what is correction, what is evaluation. It will be common across all businesses in SAP, mostly, if you take any SLS. See, assistance is nothing but, for example, I am posting some accounting document. I got some bug.
Okay.
When I get a bug, the bug is not the bug where I need to make the changes in the system. This is only the understanding issue. User is not able to understand how to post the document. So he is seeking our help to understand how to post the document in the form of documentation, end user document. So he wants to have separate step-to-step document in detail how to post the document. So what we do is that we will log into any quality system, we will prepare some document and we will tell him how to post the document. If required, we will call the user and we will explain and how to post it. So that comes under assistant. It means like just we are assisting the user without making any changes in the system.
Okay, it's a training issue only.
It's a training kind of issue. Training kind of issue or understanding issue. Sometimes user may not understand the impact of what he is doing and he will ask question. If I do this, what happens? He will ask some question. So we have to tell him in detail saying that if you post this document, this will be the impact. If you execute this report, this will be the impact, like that. So it may be anything. It is purely understanding issue.
Okay.
So the correction, the other category is correction. Correction means while doing some transactions, he has faced some error message, and the error message he can't rectify on his phone. He has to rely on support and support guys. So what he is, he'll just create one ticket with the details of the error, and once he'll log the ticket in the Omega tool, we will receive the ticket. Because I am the guy who is monitoring continuously. As soon as I get the ticket, I'll assign it to one of my team member. So I'll ask him to go through the error message and I'll ask him to resolve it. If he is not able to resolve it, then we will involve as a senior consultants in the project. We'll help them to resolve those issues. So this correction maybe requires creation of transport order, like however whatever I am doing now. So it may require some changes inside the configuration.
Okay.
So those changes we will put under correction. So in case of correction ticket, if it is standard priority, we will transport within 5 days. If it is urgent, we have to transport the changes in 1 day. If it is very urgent, we have to transport within 6 hours.
Okay.
So sometimes what happens, you will be executing some program, you will get some bug. So within 6 hours, it may not be possible for us to debug the entire error. And debug means to identify the error and to resolve it. So sometimes we may cross the SLAs.
Okay, so what happens?
If I cross SLAs, we have to pay 900 times higher than what we are quoting. For example, if I am getting 1 rupee, I have to pay penalty of 990 rupees to my client.
Okay. 900 times.
For 1 rupee, for 1 euro, we are paying 990 times.
So how many euros? How do you know?
That calculations, normally there is a separate team, and those agreements will happen at the top level. We have a senior manager and we call them as DU leads. So above to them there are senior executives. So they will handle the pricing strategies.
Okay. So 900 times 1 euro.
Exactly. No, not 1 euro. I am telling for 1 euro, if I miss my SLA, if I am charging 1 euro for this ticket, if I miss SLA, I have to pay 999 euros.
Okay.
As a penalty.
Do you have a strategy of fixed lump sum amount for the total contract, or is it per ticket?
Yeah, normally in Accenture it will be like for corrective tickets they will be having some fixed rate. For assistance they will be having some fixed rate, but for evaluation ticket it will be different again. For company, always a good amount of money they will earn only based on the evaluation ticket.
Evaluation means new additional features, no?
Exactly. New additional features, maybe a new program development, or maybe a new rollout, maybe a new plant extension or company code extension, like that. It may be anything which can involve multiple modules, and it will also involve multiple changes in SAP.
Okay.
So normally for this, what will be there will be agreement between the client and company, and they will have some fixed format to make the quotation matrix. We'll call it as quotation. Quotation matrix will be there. So in the quotation matrix, we will enter what are all the changes we are going to make to meet that requirement. For example, I am going to make some company definition. So there will be a set of transactions which you need to perform. So we have to choose those changes. Then system will propose some timelines. For example, if I want to define a company, I require 0.4 days. 0.4 means like, for example, if I take 1 day equals to 8 hours, so 0.4 day is like 0.3 to at least 3.2 hours.
Okay.
So like that, system will calculate. After selecting all the parameters, system will consolidate the entire hours and it will calculate. It will say, I require 50 man days.
Okay.
50 into 8 means 400 hours I require. So 400 hours into, they will multiply the rate what they have agreed. For example, for 1 hour, it will be around 800 euros in Accenture.
Okay.
500 to 800 they will charge. So then you just imagine how much money for an evaluation they are getting.
I know.
They will be charging like 32,000 euros, right? 32,000 euros, simple calculation.
Yeah, yeah,
32,000 euros
32,000.
into, yeah, 85 rupees. So 27 lakhs they are charging for 50 man days. It means they are charging for more than 2-3 consultants one annual salary.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. Hmm.
So that much they'll charge actually. And normally each consultant they'll do this kind of evaluations in a year, maybe 3 to 4, maybe sometime 5.
So even rollouts also will be done, and then the client will have to approve it, right?
Yeah, for rollouts again we call it them as projects.
That's separate.
Yeah, projects means it is again separate billing. For project normally what happens is in single time both they'll sit together and they will agree for some number of days. For example, if they agree for 500 days, so that 500 days, within that 500 days we have to complete the project. If I take 500 days, company is going to get nothing, but still they'll get. But from the management perspective, they are going to lose the money. Margin is zero. For example, if you take complete 500 days to complete the project, it is nothing but they will be getting zero money from nothing.
Yeah.
So for that again we will have some targets. They'll say that you have to complete in 200 days. So after final completion, it may comes to 250 to 300.
Okay.
So it means that we are saving around 200 man days. Again, 200 man days means it is good amount of money for the company. That way the company will survive because company also will have their own set of expenditure.
Overruns and all that.
Yeah, exactly. They have to meet their this thing. So for us, it may be, we may be thinking that, company would be getting 20 lakhs, but out of 20 lakhs, they may need to spend again 17 lakhs for overheads, other maintenance. At the end of the day, they'll get net profit of 10 lakhs.
Okay.
That way. So this way we will work actually in Accenture.
Yeah, got it.
It varies, but most commonly the highest charges in the market is one of them is Accenture. Because if they fail to meet SLS, they'll pay money like anything, and even when they charge money, they will also charge like anything.
To cover that.
That is the only typical part here is that Accenture will always ensures that client will get their delivery within timelines.
Okay.
So they meet almost 95% of client expectations.
So anything which is a change request will come in through the evolution, right? Anything with a change request.
Any big changes, exactly.
Small changes will go through a normal correction.
For example, if I want to develop a new program, I'll categorize as evaluation. If I want to make changes in the existing program, I'll create it as correction.
Yeah, but who will do whether it is assistance, correction or evaluation at a support level or from client level?
No, from the client level, they have their own IT team. So their IT team contains guys who are very much experienced in SAP.
Okay.
Very much means they might be having 20-30 years of SAP experience. So those guys knows what is this. So they will categorize a change into a correction or evaluation. That is in our case. Normally, if you take Indian clients, they might not have any SAP consultant. There will be some finance director or finance CIO or CFO or finance manager might be looking into all this, and we have to educate them what is what. That is our responsibility because they are new to SAP, they doesn't know what is what. So we need to share some documents and we have to educate them. This change will come under correction, this change will come under evaluation, like that.
Okay.
So for your level, that is must actually,
Yeah,
since you
yeah,
are
okay.
acting as a delivery manager. So it
You are
is
delivery manager now.
yeah. So it is must for you to convince or educate the business users or business side owners.
You have some document on this which is shareable?
This document means I do not have any document. I can only share these timelines and all.
Yeah, this is enough. This is enough. No, I
Because
mean the education part. The education part you told, no? These types will be like this.
yeah,
But
for
some,
that there is one document I'll share with you.
yeah, that's enough. Not these. These are fine.
There
These are
is a there is a matrix. I'll just explain you what is that and how it will be worked. That is for
okay.
the evaluation ticket. For correction, we do not have any documentation because they will.
No, it's very clear. Now, if there is a bug, if it's not working as intended, then you have it's a correction, which was already
exactly.
configured, and yeah, that's clear.
Yeah. Yeah. Only for evaluation we have quotation matrix, and we will add the components which we are going to make the to meet the requirement.
So, which is
So
already defined as menu, which is defined as a menu, like define company code,
yes, yes,
define
that
domain.
is fully like there are some Excel experts, right? Those guys will create this matrix X.
And it has already the hours also, the standard hours, or you will put in?
Everything. They have for them number of hours is 9 actually, not 8.
Okay.
Actually, for if you take any Indian company, they will be working only for 8 hours. But in Accenture, we work 10 hours.
Okay.
Because 1 hour we are eliminating for lunch, breaks, tea, all those things, and 9 hours we have to work. So that's the reason why even in our matrix we use 9 hours. But when it is calculating based on 8 hours only.
Okay, and now it is 24/7 support for you, right? 365 days a year.
It is not 24/7. Actually, client is working from 8 to 6.
So only that time you need to do, unless it is a, let's say, urgent, very urgent one where the production system is down. Am I right?
The other way, we have a separate team. We call it as production monitoring team.
Okay.
So this team, what they do is that these guys will be carrying one mobile phone, and all these guys will be having laptops where he can connect from his home, and they'll provide data cards to them, and they'll provide some extra allowance to them, and these guys will be monitoring certain jobs and all, where whatever the jobs which are executing in the background for posting of invoices or transferring of data from one system to the other system, all those will be monitored by these guys, and these guys will be changing from every month. 1 month one guy will work, the other month the other guy will work. So that is up to the discretion of the domain lead to choose who has to work in which month.
So somebody will be monitoring it always, and if there is some issue, they will get it as an event.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes, for example, we are not monitoring, and we are out of system. I mean, like I am not accessing any system. What happens is like the guy who is part of my production monitoring team, since he is having the mobile phone, they will directly call to his mobile and they will say there is a crisis and you have to attend the call. So then this guy will immediately alert his team members and his manager, everybody, there is a crisis, we have to attend the call. So then the manager or domain lead will he will